The end of the Second Sino-Japanese War in 1945 brought not peace, but a renewed, desperate struggle for China's future. The first united front between the Kuomintang, or Nationalist Party, and the Chinese Communist Party, had always been one of uneasy convenience. With the common enemy, Japan, defeated, the two factions now turned their full might against each other, reigniting the bloody Chinese Civil War. Initially, the nationalists, led by Chiang Kai-shek, seemed to hold the upper hand. They had greater international recognition, more sophisticated weaponry from the United States, and controlled most of China's major cities. However, the KMT government was plagued by rampant corruption, economic mismanagement leading to hyperinflation, and a growing disconnect from the suffering of the rural population. Their heavy-handed tactics and inability to deliver real change eroded public trust. In stark contrast, the Chinese Communist Party, under the astute leadership of Mao Zedong, learned from their earlier defeats. They implemented radical land reform policies in areas they controlled, winning the fervent support of the vast peasant population. Their forces, hardened by guerrilla warfare against the Japanese, were highly motivated, disciplined, and adept at using asymmetric tactics to wear down the KMT. The tide turned dramatically between 1948 and 1949. The Communists achieved a series of decisive victories in massive campaigns, trapping and annihilating large numbers of KMT troops. The KMT's morale crumbled, defections became common, and their supply lines were crippled. City after city fell to the advancing communist forces, often with little resistance from a disillusioned populace. By the end of 1949, the Kuomintang government had been irrevocably defeated on the mainland. Chiang Kai-shek and his remaining forces retreated to the island of Taiwan, effectively creating two Chinas. The Chinese Civil War, a brutal and costly conflict, had concluded. For many, it signaled the end of the century of foreign and internal strife, culminating in the birth of a unified, albeit communist, China, ready to assert itself on the world stage.